Have you ever said something to a woman, thinking it would impress her, only to see that polite smile that says, "Thanks," before she turns her attention somewhere else? Most men think they know how to compliment women, but they don't realize they're playing a losing game from the start. They either stay too safe with lines like, "You're beautiful," or "You have nice eyes." Or they overdo it, throwing out exaggerated praise that sounds rehearsed and hollow. But here's the truth most men never understand. Generic compliments don't create attraction. They might make her smile, but they don't make her feel. If she's attractive, she's heard the same things hundreds of times before. Words like, "You're gorgeous," or "You have a great smile," bounce off her like raindrops on glass. To truly capture a woman's attention, your words must reach beneath the surface. They have to make her stop, think, and feel something unexpected. Today, on Stoicism Drive, we're breaking down 3 forbidden compliments, lines that bypass her defenses, touch her emotions, and make her think about you long after the conversation ends. These aren't cheesy pickup tricks. They're psychological tools. They don't just flatter her, they provoke curiosity, spark tension, and awaken the part of her that craves depth. So if you've ever wondered how to speak in a way that makes a woman truly remember you, stay until the end. Because once you learn how to use these, you'll never chase women again, they'll start chasing you. 1. There's something about you I can't quite figure out. This single line can change everything, because it does what ordinary compliments never do. It plants mystery. It triggers one of the strongest desires in a woman's psychology, the need to be understood. Most men play it safe. "You're gorgeous. You're so much fun. You've got a great laugh." Nice, sure. Memorable, not even close. But when you look at her and say, "There's something about you I can't quite figure out," you suddenly stand out from every other man she's met. You've moved the conversation from the surface into the unknown. And the unknown is magnetic. Because in that moment, she starts wondering, what does he see in me? Why can't he figure it out? You've made her curious, and curiosity is the birthplace of attraction. Here's why this line is powerful. 1. It makes her feel rare. Every woman wants to believe there's something about her no one else has noticed. 2. It creates emotional tension. You're interested, but not fully sure, and that uncertainty draws her in. 3. It engages her mind. She'll replay your words later, analyzing what you meant. The key is delivery. Don't rush it, say it like a realization. Maybe she says something clever, you pause, smile slightly, and say, "You know, there's something about you I can't quite figure out." And here's the secret, don't explain it. Let silence do the work. Let her imagination fill in the blanks. Because the moment she starts wondering what you meant, she's already emotionally invested. Ordinary compliments end conversations. This one opens a loop in her mind, one she'll subconsciously want to close. That's how attraction deepens, when her thoughts keep returning to you even when you're gone. 2. I feel like there's a side of you most people never get to see. This line doesn't aim for her ego, it touches her soul. It tells her you see beyond appearances, beyond performance, beyond the image she shows the world. Most women live under a constant spotlight. People judge their looks, their confidence, their behavior. But deep down, every woman craves one thing: to be seen for who she really is when the mask comes off. That's why this compliment hits differently. It says, "I see something more in you." When you tell her, "I feel like there's a side of you most people never get to see," she'll pause. For a brief moment, she'll feel exposed, but also safe. You've stepped into a space very few men ever reach. Here's why it works so well. 1. It validates her depth. You're showing that you notice what's beneath the surface. 2. It separates you from other men. You're not chasing her image, you're recognizing her essence. 3. It invites vulnerability. She'll want to open up, to reveal more, to prove you right. Use it when the moment feels genuine, when she shares a memory, a small fear, or a story from her past. Pause, meet her eyes, and say softly, I feel like there's a side of you most people never get to see. Or when she laughs freely, unfiltered, and you see a spark of authenticity, you can smile and say, I don't think many people get to see this version of you. That small pause before speaking is crucial. It makes it real. Because women can feel when a compliment is authentic. And when it is, it lands like a quiet thunder in her heart. This line goes deeper than beauty or humor. It touches identity. It makes her wonder what you've seen, and once she starts wondering, she's emotionally hooked. She'll start showing more of herself not because you asked, but because she wants you to keep seeing the parts she hides from the world. That's when connection turns magnetic. 3. I can't decide if you're trouble or exactly what I need. Now this one, it's pure electricity. It flips the entire dynamic of attraction. Most men compliment women in ways that give up power. You're amazing. You're the most beautiful woman I've ever met. You're perfect. That puts her on a pedestal. But this line changes everything. It creates playful uncertainty. It makes her question herself in the best possible way. When you look at her and say, I can't decide if you're trouble or exactly what I need, you've just turned the tables. Now she's the one wondering where she stands with you. And that tension, that tiny flicker of doubt, fuels attraction more than any compliment ever could. Here's why it works so effectively. 1. It gives her a thrilling sense of danger. Every woman secretly wants to feel like she could shake up a man's world. 2. It creates push-pull tension. You're showing desire without surrender. 3. It triggers curiosity. She'll wonder, why can't he decide? What does he mean by that? Use it when there's already a spark of flirtation. If she teases you, smirk and lean in slightly. I can't tell if you're trouble or exactly what I need. If she does something bold or unpredictable, raise an eyebrow and say, you might be dangerous for me. Or if she surprises you with something insightful, tilt your head and say, I don't know whether to run from you or figure you out. Deliver it slowly, with a tone that's half intrigue, half admiration. Because tone matters as much as words. Say it too fast, and it sounds rehearsed. Say it with calm confidence, and it becomes magnetic. This line doesn't just make her feel attractive. It makes her feel powerful. It forces her into a new frame, one where she's suddenly unsure. And she wants to earn your approval. And that's the secret most men never learn. You don't create attraction by chasing. It happens when you make her chase understanding. Most men rely on predictable praise. They hand out compliments like business cards, hoping one will finally work. But that's not how desire works. If you truly want to stand out, you need to speak to something deeper. You need to make her feel seen but not fully understood. That's what these 3 forbidden compliments do. They create mystery, tension, curiosity, and emotion. They shift her focus from, does he like me, to, what does he see in me? And once she starts asking that question, she's no longer just listening, she's feeling. They're not about her looks. They're about the connection that lives beneath. And that's why they're so powerful. Use them with honesty. Use them with timing. And when you do, you'll notice how differently women respond, how their energy changes, how their eyes stay on you a little longer. That's the quiet power of understanding attraction. And it all begins with saying less, but meaning more. If you found value in this video, take a second to like, comment, and subscribe to Stoicism Drive. Share it with someone who needs to hear this today. And remember, true confidence doesn't come from chasing. It comes from knowing who you are and what kind of energy you bring to the world. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.